Have you ever felt a little unsteady on your feet and wondered what's actually causing it? For so many older men, losing balance isn't merely an occasional stumble. It becomes a daily worry that slowly chips away at confidence, independence, and peace of mind. If you've ever found yourself reaching for a wall or pausing before you stand, know this, you are far from alone. The truth is, most older men don't lose their balance simply because of getting older. More often, it's the result of 5 common mistakes that quietly accumulate over time. Today, I'll walk you through those 5 mistakes and share practical, common-sense wisdom so you can stay steady, safe, and strong. These aren't mysterious medical secrets or dramatic warnings meant to scare you. They're small habits and patterns many of us pick up without realizing the cost. You'll learn how each one can tip the scale between a confident stride and a dangerous fall, and what to do, starting right now, to keep your footing sure as the years go by. Stay with me until the end, because you'll not only discover what to avoid, but also how tiny changes can restore balance, rebuild confidence, and help you keep living life on your own terms. Now let's get started. Mistake 1. Ignoring muscle loss in the legs. One of the biggest mistakes older men make, often without even noticing, is underestimating the slow, steady loss of leg muscle. You might tell yourself, I'm just not as active as I used to be, or blame a little weakness on age. But the reality is that the muscles in your thighs and calves are the foundation beneath everything you do. When those muscles shrink or weaken, your ability to stay steady, walk confidently, and even rise from a chair can decline faster than you expect. What's happening is that, year by year, the body naturally sheds muscle unless you deliberately work to keep it. This process is called sarcopenia, and it arrives quietly. At first you may hardly notice, but gradually the legs lose strength and power. That's when everyday tasks, climbing stairs, stepping off a curb, or getting out of bed, start to feel harder. If you've ever hesitated at the top step or wobbled after standing up, weakened leg muscles may be the reason. The impact is more than physical. When muscles can't hold, you steady, your body invents compensations. Maybe you lean on furniture, shuffle your feet, or hold your breath every time you bend over. Over time, those small adaptations make things worse and increase the chance of tripping, falling, or losing balance when you least expect it. I'm reminded of my friend Miguel, who turned 79 last autumn. Miguel had been the sort who loved tending his garden and biking to the corner market every weekend. After retiring, though, he began sitting more and moving less. When his doctor pointed out the decline in his leg strength, Miguel realized he'd unintentionally abandoned the very routines that had kept him steady. It was only after he began simple daily habits, standing up from a chair without using his hands, practicing heel-to-toe steps, and taking short walks around the block, that he felt his balance return. There's also a mental piece. Losing muscle chips away at confidence. When you feel unsteady, you start second-guessing every step. That uncertainty can keep you from meeting friends, taking trips, or trying new things. It becomes a vicious circle. The less you move, the more you lose. But here's the hopeful part. It's never too late to rebuild. Small daily efforts add up quickly. Gentle stretches, calf raises at the kitchen counter, or extending your daily walk by a few minutes can restore strength and coordination. The key is not to wait for a fall to force the change. Make leg health a priority now, before problems appear. If you're someone you care about is noticing more wobbles or a creeping weakness, take it as a gentle nudge to act. Your legs are your lifelong support system. By giving a little attention every day, you invest in independence, dignity, and the freedom to enjoy everything life still offers. Mistake 2. Relying on old, unsafe footwear. Another hazard that quietly robs balance lives in plain sight. Worn-out shoes. It can feel harmless to keep slipping into the same pair you've had for years, especially if they're broken in just right, but comfort can be misleading. As soles thin, treads wear away, and structure loosens, those once trusty shoes can become a real danger, making every step riskier than you think. The bottom line, the condition of your footwear plays a powerful role in whether you stay upright or take a tumble. Shoes that have lost their grip can slide on smooth floors, and backs that be stretched or heels that flop won't support your foot properly. Some men favor slippers or sandals indoors, but loose fits and slick soles can encourage shuffling, trips, or rolled ankles. Every pause before stepping onto a slick surface or every stub toe on a rug could be traced back to the shoes on your feet. There's also a psychology to this mistake. Wearing the same pair for years often becomes part of a routine, a comfort, or a memory, and letting them go can feel like loss. New shoes can feel stiff or unfamiliar at first, so many hang onto the old pair longer than they should. The danger is that the longer you cling to unsafe footwear, the higher your risk for a life-changing fall. I remember a neighbor, Arthur, who was 82 and insisted on the same soft moccasins he'd owned for a decade because they fit his swollen feet. After 2 slips in the kitchen while wearing them, his niece persuaded him to get professionally fitted for shoes with sturdier soles and non-slip treads. Arthur admitted the new pair felt strange at first, but within weeks he was walking with more confidence and no longer grabbing the counter every time he stood. Look for shoes that provide a secure fit, good arch support, and slip-resistant soles. Sturdy walking shoes, supportive athletic shoes, or well-made house shoes can all help. If you have bunions, swelling, or other foot issues, visit a store that specializes in comfort and safety for older adults and ask for guidance. Replacing footwear may seem small, but it's one of the fastest, most practical ways to regain balance and protect your independence. It's a modest investment that pays dividends every day. Don't hesitate to donate those old favorites if they're holding you back. Treat your feet well, and you'll move with more confidence at home, on errands, or out for a neighborhood stroll. If you're still watching and finding this useful, please type 2 in the comments to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss future videos. Your support helps us keep creating helpful, inspiring content. Now let's move forward. Mistake 3, neglecting vision and hearing checks. One mistake that can sneak up on even the wisest men is letting eyesight and hearing slide for years without a check. Many older adults acclimate to small changes in sight and sound and barely notice how those losses affect balance. But eyes and ears do far more than connect us to the world. They help us navigate it safely, spot hazards, and keep our body aligned in tricky situations. Balance is a team effort inside your body, relying on the messages the brain receives from your eyes, ears, and the nerves in your feet and legs. When vision blurs, depth perception fades, or hearing muffles, your brain has less reliable information to work with. You might miss a rug's edge, fail to see a drop at the driveway, or not hear a kettle or someone calling a warning. Those subtle losses raise the risk of a misstep, a trip, or a serious fall. Many men downplay these changes out of pride or the idea that glasses or hearing aids signal weakness or aging. Others simply adapt routines, sticking to familiar paths or relying on memory rather than sharp senses. But that reluctance can be costly. Skipping eye exams can leave you walking around with an outdated prescription, undiagnosed cataracts, or worsening macular problems. Ignoring hearing loss can mean missing a shouted warning or an approaching footstep. Think of Harold, a 76-year-old who loved restoring old radios in his basement. As his sight dimmed, he found himself squinting and leaning in closer to the dials. When family finally convinced him to see an optometrist, he learned he needed a new prescription, and the change was immediate. Not only did Harold avoid several close calls with uneven steps, but he also felt safer and more confident working with his hands again. Hearing matters just as much. Balance depends on tiny structures inside the ear, and even a small hearing loss or an impacted buildup of earwax can nudge you toward dizziness and uncertainty. Regular hearing checks, gentle ear care, and using hearing aids when recommended can restore that essential sense of awareness. This is not vanity. It's about safety and staying in control. If you or a loved one are holding on to old glasses or delaying a hearing test, treat this as your sign to act. Annual exams for eyes and ears are simple steps that can bring back clarity, confidence, and steadiness to everyday life. The world becomes brighter and safer when you can see and hear it clearly. By making those checks part of your routine, you're not only reducing fall risk, but also opening the door to richer conversations, fuller hobbies, and greater freedom to go where you want. Remember, asking for help isn't weakness. It's the wisdom of a life lived well and one of the strongest choices you can make. Mistake 4. Skipping balance and flexibility exercises. There's another quiet mistake that steals confidence and stability: neglecting balance and flexibility work. Many of us grew up thinking exercise meant heavy lifting, running, or team sports. As the years pass, however, gentle balance training and regular stretching become far more important. These exercises are the kind that keep your core engaged, joints limber, and body ready for whatever comes your way. The problem is that most men don't realize they're losing these skills until they really need them. Without regular practice, balance fades and muscles tighten. Simple daily tasks, turning in the kitchen, reaching for a high shelf, stepping into the shower, can suddenly feel risky. Your body doesn't respond as quickly, and minor slips can turn into dangerous falls. The science is clear. As you age, the systems responsible for balance, muscles, joints, eyes, and inner ears, need regular challenge to stay effective. If you've let these abilities lapse, it's natural to feel off balance, stiff, or anxious about moving. Many assume they're simply less steady than before, without realizing that small, regular exercises could change everything. I think of my friend Marty, 81, who stopped his gentle morning Tai Chi after his schedule changed and assumed stretching wasn't necessary. Over months, he noticed increasing tightness in his hips and lower back. One afternoon, he tripped on a rug while reaching for the phone, something that wouldn't have happened when he kept up his routine. His physical therapist introduced simple balance moves, standing on one foot while brushing teeth, gentle stretches, and side-to-side stepping. And within a month, Marty had fewer stumbles and the confidence to resume daily walks. Even with aches or old injuries, most balance and flexibility exercises can be adapted to fit your needs. Gentle stretching, slow heel-to-toe walks, Tai Chi, or using a sturdy chair for support. All of these wake up the body's stabilizing muscles and improve reaction time. The most important part is consistency. A few minutes every day beats 1 in 10 session once a week. The benefits extend beyond fall prevention. Sharpening balance and flexibility supports better posture, reduces joint pain, and lifts your mood. You'll find it easier to keep up with grandchildren, enjoy hobbies, and move through your day with confidence both at home and out in the world. If you skip these exercises because you thought they didn't matter or felt embarrassed to try something new, you're not alone, but it's never too late to begin. Remember, every stretch or balance move is an act of self-care, a small investment in your independence and quality of life. If you're still watching and finding this helpful, please type for in the comments to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss more useful tips. Your support keeps us making content that informs and inspires. Now let's move forward. Mistake 5. Overlooking home hazards and unsafe environments. The final mistake, and one of the easiest to fix yet most often ignored, is not making the home a safe place to walk and live. Many older men feel perfectly at home in their houses, convinced they know every nook and cranny. But the reality is that most falls don't happen outside. They happen at home, often because of hazards we've grown blind to. Loose rugs, trailing electrical cords, unstable steps, or piles of magazines and shoes in hallways can all create danger. A dark bathroom, a slippery kitchen floor, or clutter beside the bed can turn routine movements into risky ones. Sometimes the issue isn't clutter, but a lack of support. Staircases without secure handrails, showers with no grab bars. Even getting up to use the toilet at night can become hazardous if lighting is poor. What's remarkable is how quickly a small change can make a huge difference. I once helped my old friend Angelo, 83 and fiercely independent, after he tripped over a worn entry mat and had a bad fall. He never believed his house was unsafe until that night. Afterwards, his family worked together to clear clutter, install bright night lights, and add non-slip mats in the bathroom. With those simple adjustments, Angelo felt safer and his confidence returned little by little. There's also a mental hurdle. Many older adults resist changing their home's look because they worry safety devices will make them seem old or unattractive. But the truth is that taking control of your living space is an act of wisdom and self-respect, not a sign of weakness. A grab bar, a reacher tool, or a raised toilet seat can help you stay in your home longer and protect your independence. Invite a trusted family member or friend to walk through the house with you. Look for trip hazards, test railings, make sure light switches are easy to reach, and store essentials within easy reach. Don't hesitate to ask for help rearranging furniture or removing clutter that's accumulated over the years. Remember, your home should be a sanctuary, not a hidden danger. Every improvement, no matter how small, is a gift to your future self. By creating a safer environment, you're not only preventing falls, but honoring your well-being, easing the minds of those who care about you, and making it possible to enjoy your home for many more years. As we wrap up our look at the 5 most common mistakes that cause older men to lose balance, I hope you see how each one is not an unavoidable sign of decline, but an invitation to make small, meaningful changes. Maybe you recognized yourself in one of these habits, or thought of a friend or loved one who could use a gentle reminder. Either way, remember that balance isn't only about the body. It's about daily choices and the care we give ourselves as we age. You can break the cycle of muscle loss by moving your legs and staying active. You can secure your footing by choosing supportive shoes and letting go of those that no longer serve you. By keeping your vision and hearing sharp, you give your brain the clear information it needs to stay steady in a busy world. Simple balance and flexibility exercises can be started at any age, and every action you take to make your home safer is a step toward independence and peace of mind. Most of all, don't let embarrassment, habit, or fear of change stop you from enjoying life's best years. Each small improvement compounds into more freedom, more confidence, and more time doing what you love, whether that's traveling, playing with grandchildren, or simply moving through your day without worry. The journey to better balance doesn't require dramatic changes or expensive equipment. It asks for something far more valuable: the wisdom to recognize that taking care of yourself isn't vanity. It's an act of love toward everyone who depends on you and cares about you. Your balance, your independence, and your confidence are worth protecting. Every step you take today creates a foundation for tomorrow's adventures. The choice is yours, and the time is now. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned and how you plan to use it. Your thoughts matter to us, so don't hesitate to share. Reading your comments gives us motivation and encouragement. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us keep making meaningful content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.